Hello. I'm not gonna lie. I've been fiending for a J drama. So like I almost forgot that I had to stream today. Almost. But I didn't. So we're back at it. We're getting this done. We need to get a lot more levels. Oh no. Look through my unbreakable technique of just hitting. Okay. Yeah. All right. For I can't look into the endless expanse of space in here. All right, back to what I was saying. We're gonna do a lot more grinding for levels, so I can finally deal with the Ender Dragon. Cause, jeez, that Ender Dragon's pissing me off. The Ender Dragon needs to leave me alone. I'm not gonna lie. It is doing far too much. But we live. We live. At least I think we live. Do I have... Looks like I don't. Hold on. I feel like there's something I wanted to check, but it has completely left my mind. Ah, right. That's one. You have to just wait these ones out. Two. Okay, so that lines up. Won't have to worry about that. Enough to wait this one out as well. Can get this along with these. Oh, whoops. With this stuff, I can probably unlock all the power cosmic abilities. If you're confused on what I'm talking about, last time I established that due to how long it takes to grind up the necessary things I need to level. Ow. Gee, this slippery slime. Anyways. Ah. Due to how much time it takes to get the tokens I need for the Silver Surfer abilities, and the fact that the Silver Surfer abilities aren't even like broken. Like the loss to gain is ridiculous. It's like I'd end up wasting a ton of time and not being able to, like, I'd finish the series and I wouldn't have all of my abilities. Because I got one token when the day ends, and then one token when the day begins. And each Minecraft day is like 20 minutes. This needs 15. This needs 10. The lowest I've seen it get was 5, and that was for this ability and this. Hold on. Yeah. It was just for these two things. Meaning it took so long to get. Like, you can do the math if you want, but that takes forever. And I will have done everything I want to do on this account, like on this world, before I ever get all the abilities for him. And this is kind of a And the whole purpose of me doing this is partially so I can experience all the different superpower this mod pack has to offer, but I can't do that with it progressing so slowly. Like hell, even if I was doing this in my my main world where I can AFK it, like that shit takes forever. Like even then, I don't wake up with a lot of points. I think I usually, whenever I'm doing it with Venom's abilities, I wake up with around 90 points from an entire night. Well, for an entire night for how long I sleep. And I get like around double the points through that. So, because if I'm in my Venom form, then I get 2 points at the end of the day and 2 points when the day begins. Thus meaning, is that, oh, that's obsidian. Nice. I don't think I can make a connection with the end and the nether though, so unfortunately. Anyways, back to what I was saying. Assuming I remember what I was saying. What the hell? Wow. Alright, yeah. I get 2 tokens. Well, I ended up with 4 tokens by the time the full day cycle ends. Like, after a full day cycle, I end up with 4 points using the symbiote ability. Which ends me up with like around 90 something points by the time I wake up. From what I recall. With how it is now, I get half that. I get 45, except the difference is the method I use to get that many points in the overworld only works in the overworld because it requires me to use a bed. And if you couldn't tell where I'm at, I don't know what that shifting sound was, but if you couldn't tell where I'm at, I'm kind of in the end right now. I can't sleep. I did download a mod to get like an end spawn point, like an end anchor, but that doesn't really work for sleeping or skipping the day-night cycle, or the night cycle of the day-night cycle. So like I'm just kind of, so I'd be in an even slower process of it, and even slower process than what I have usually, which would allow me to skip the nighttime, which it cut down the amount of time that I spend by a lot. So I end up just suffering. Like I'd waste the electricity on 0 gain. So like it'd be pointless. Which is the whole reason why I'm doing this whole thing right now. Oh my gosh. What the? Alright, since I am currently like watching something a ton, I guess I could talk about like why, like what it's about. So The story is quite literally just about a guy, his female childhood friendish. They met each other in high school, and it's been like 15 years since that since that period of time, which is why I say childhood friend, because they technically were friends since they were children. So but like they are quite clearly into each other. This is a romance drama series thing, so obviously. But the problem is, these two individuals are emotionally incapable at understanding the fact that they're into each other. And due to the fact they've been friends, well, at least my interpretation of it is that the fact that they've been friends for so long doesn't allow them to think they like each other. Which is a troubling situation to be in, especially considering the fact that they decided to set up a challenge between each other that before they turn 30, of which they're 29 at the start of the series. Well, the female lead turns 29 at the start of the series, and they're around the same age, considering they met in the same year of high school. So, both 29, and before they reach 30, they want to get married to someone. So, in their pursuit to find partners, the main character is, I'll just say, fortunate enough for now to find someone that already likes him. As in, she asks him out, like, well, unprompted, I suppose. Off the simple reason that she already likes him. No, she isn't aware of the whole challenge thing. This is just coincidental of the period of time that she decides to ask him out on. But oh my gosh, I need some water. So you asked out the main character. Like I've said before, the main character and the main female lead like each other, but they're incapable of understanding that they like each other. Which, if you can think for a second, obviously means not a person that you'd like to date or that someone should date because they like someone. You shouldn't try and get into a relationship with someone that doesn't like you. That's just a dumb thing to do. But at first, the girl that asks him out doesn't know this. Right, I probably should clarify the before parts of before she asks him out. So, she obviously liked him before the challenge was proposed. Between the main character and the female main character. And right now I'm talking about the secondary female lead. So, what? Oh, I was gonna say, why is there a pillar there? Yeah, no, why is there a pillar? No, wait, no, I didn't have the ability to fly the whole time. Right, forgot. Anyways. Okay. Don't they get pissed off when people eat chorus roots around them? Weird. Hold on. Thinking. Forgot where was that. Alright. I'm trying to remember the exact timeline here. Because it was all today, but I've been, like, tired as hell today. Actually, screw it. I have the series up on my phone right now. Obviously, I'm not watching it. It's a J-drama. I don't speak Japanese. But I can quickly skim that. Ow, what the hell? Well, I see my first problem. I was trying to remember what happened the first episode. The first episode didn't even feature, well, the secondary female lead in the romantic capacity. Okay. Like, it hinted towards it, but didn't display that. If that makes sense. No, that's a different point in time. Different thing. Ah. So, Walt's the main character and the main... Well, sorry. Walt's the main male character and the main female character were hanging out. Due to, well, their whole challenge thing going on. Obviously, they have some form of... I swear I didn't hit him a second time. It looked like he just fell over and died. But, like... Whoa, my brain just absolutely shit itself. Hold on. Hold on. My brain shit itself. All right. They're hanging out. They walk past a chapel, aka a place where people get married, and they're like, well, one, they look at it, they talk about it for a bit, and then a worker inside the chapel asks them if they want to try out some of the, well, try out a gown, look inside, check it out. You know, the whole spiel, trying to get new customers and whatnot. It's a business after all. So, that guy's really starting to piss me off. It's not even up here. Thank you. Damn. This guy's gonna be annoying too, isn't he? Oh. I hear one that's pissed off, but I don't see one that's pissed off. Maybe if I walk further away, you might teleport to me? No. Okay, whatever. Yeah, but they do the whole business spiel. They decide, screw it, why not? They check it out. The female main character tries on a dress. The male main character tries on a suit. They take pictures because, well, yeah, they just did something and people like taking pictures. And later on, whilst I think this is a separate day, whilst the main character is deciding to I think at this point he was trying to establish some form of relationship with. Hold on, I'm taking off these. Fine, I won't. I'm so tempted to take off the boots, but the resistance to knockback is nice. You just weave the hell out of me. Anyways. Wait, hold on. Let me... Because remember, I have the thing up right now, so I can just... Oh, so I think it's a situation of... Because she's somewhat... I wouldn't say she's his assistant, but she's somewhat learning from him. Because he's, well, better at his job. Because I'm pretty sure he's been working there for longer than she has. So, whilst they're checking out one of the locations that they had... Because I think they're part of a construction company or like something to do with construction and like getting homes and different restaurants and stuff like that for people. So also we're checking out one of the businesses that they had helped prior, or they're trying to help. It gets late, they leave, it's at night, and then the female, what was that? Whatever. Well, it's the female main character talks to no. While the male main character talks to the secondary female main character, she leans on his shoulder. Oh wait, she tells him for some odd reason that she's experiencing her time of the month. Don't know why she says it, but whatever. That's irrelevant. It pretty much just serves as an excuse for her to lean on his shoulder. So she does. And whilst leaning on his shoulder, the main character's friend, the female lead, sends him the pictures from when they were at the chapel. And obviously, there were pictures of her in a wedding dress. And there was also pictures with him and her. They were just standing next to each other. I want to clarify, they weren't actually touching each other. They were standing next to each other in those pictures. But obviously, looks pretty bad. Or should I say, looks intimate. Ah. Oh, sir. Anyways. Uh. Right. The female lead, the secondary female lead, can see his phone because her head's on his shoulder. She sees that and says, "Oh, you're married?" He says, "No, she's just my friend." She interprets it as girlfriend because obviously they were at a chapel and she's in a wedding dress and she sent a picture of her in a wedding dress to him. So pretty easy. That's a pretty obvious conclusion to get to. He says no, like she's just a friend, of which we're pretty certain that they like each other. But like I said before, due to their length of friend, due to the period of how long they've been friends for, I don't think they're fully accepting or aware of the fact that they like each other. So like creates a obstacle of sorts. My throat is fucking killing me. Oh, geez, I just spaced out so hard. Secondary female lead sees his phone, asks question, thinks girlfriend, obvious, blah, blah, blah. All right. And then after that, she says something along the lines of, assuming he's telling the truth, then she's happy because she has a chance. Because, like I said before, she has a crush on him. And that even if he was lying, it would come with the implication that he was lying for her. Like, to appeal to her, to make her think that he's not dating someone. Which, in my opinion, I think it's weird that she'd be willing to take that risk. But I will later get to her backstory to why she wants it. Well, for some aspects of why she wants to date him. I'm only on like episode 6 of like a total of 16 episodes. So like, well, 16, 15 episodes roundabout there. So I don't know everything about her character yet. So I'm trying my best not to judge her too harshly. Back to what I was saying. Which I don't know why she would be willing to take that risk of like, if he's lying to her, then he's a scummy cheater. And if he's not, then he's just in a very odd, like a strangely close friendship. Which is a shaky thing for a reason I'm going to bring up later. Which, this conversation gives me a character the hint of, oh, I think she might like me. And the main character is like, he sees good qualities in her, so he's on the fence about it. Hold on. So I can clarify some of my thoughts. I have to reopen up the thing so I can skim forward. He has food at the female main character's house because, like I said before, they've been friends for 15 years. They're really close. Basically, his parents and the male lead's parents and the female lead's parents, the first female lead parents, both think that they should date, but they're so stuck in their mindset of just like they can't date because they're friends that they reject the whole idea of it, which is problematic for if they want to do this whole challenge thing and get into relationships, because it will in turn sabotage said relationships. What the hell? Because obviously liking someone else whilst in a relationship with someone kind of sabotages that relationship. Oh, shoot, I just spaced out again. What the hell? I knew those things flew, but the way it decided to start flying was so weird. Okay, it climbs up this wall, then just like flips, then decides to like just fly off, like fuck off in that direction, which is insane. But like, anyways, back to what I was saying. Um, everyone thinks they should date. Oh, and obviously, since they're still in this challenge, the female lead is trying to find someone to date. Which, mind you, in the same episode, it's basically stated that her preferences in like a partner is basically just the exact description of her childhood friend. Yet she still refuses to think that she likes him. Of which my response to that whole thing, of which it's just causing a whole lot of problems. These two people, the main character and the female lead, they need therapy. I'm not a person that like advocates a ton for therapy because does like I had to go for therapy after my dad died because well my dad died, and I went once and it didn't do anything for me. And I'm just because the thing that works best for me is talking with people that I know, of which isn't therapy. So well, therapy is more talking to people that you is talking to a person that you don't know, of which my whole thing was I need to talk to a person I did. So it's kind of a toss up, kind of a toss up. It's part of the reason why I was like, I can't do the whole therapy thing. That's just a me thing. But I understand the importance of it. That's why I say these people really need that. Like they need someone to talk to, like a either relationship consultant or something to help them sort out their feelings for each other, because it's only causing problems for the people around them. Well, it's going to cause problems for the people around them later. Of like I'm going to mention with the second female lead. So, oh, actually, let's just skim real quick. Ah, the female lead finds this person that she thinks she wants to. Well, she has an interaction with the guy that helps her out, that seemingly fits these markers, like the Prince Charming type, like helps her out, is not ugly but not like a pretty boy. It functions. shows she's interested in this guy. They meet once where she goes on, well, she goes on a dating app to find dates, obviously. That doesn't work out, but while she's on her way to her first date, she trips and falls because she was wearing heels that she's not comfortable with. I think she said 8-inch heels. So she trips. He catches her, which started off her first interest in him. Then later on, they meet again after the whole wedding dress thing, where she's on her way to work, or she's just on the phone talking about work, and she's in a coffee shop. While she's on the phone, she forgets her coffee and drops something. He's also in said coffee shop. He gives her back her... What the fuck? He gives her back her... He gives her a drink and then gives her back the thing that she dropped. Which makes her like him even more. Okay. Oh my gosh, my eyebrows itch. Okay. Did I mention before that, like, the main character, I think he's more aware of his feelings towards the female lead, but he's not, like, he's rejecting it more than the main female lead is. Because the main female lead doesn't even know she likes him, but she does. The male lead, I think he knows somewhat. Like, he has a sensation that something's off with how he feels about her, but he doesn't know what that is. Like, he can't put it to words. God damn. My throat. Sorry. Because I'm talking so much and my throat is getting dry really fast. What the hell? So he knows things that he likes about the secondary female lead. That she's a kind person, she's nice, she's attractive, this and that. I'm just gonna give you their names. The male lead is, his name is Ren. The female lead's name is Yo, as in Y-O. And then the secondary female lead's name is Maki. So he knows things that he likes about Maki. So he's willing to give it. So he sees the positives in her. I really don't like that sound. It tweaks me out. I can give y'all a story about that later. My throat. Oh, right. The female lead, right, I forgot I told you their names. Yo goes over to the main character's house on a different day to hang out with his sister. His sister is like super into yoga and all that spiritual nonsense. So, and whilst she was over there, the sister and her talk about I believe they say something along the lines of like the 3 seeds of love, like things that like that can flourish into a relationship, basically. Like using the analogy of like seeds and stuff. One of them was, I think it was using your first name like like out of random, because this takes place in Japan, and within that culture, at least within like shows like this, they mostly primarily only refer to each other as like through last name, and they only refer to each other through first name due to familiarity or because they're related and they have the same last name. So basically meaning strictly through familiarity because they have some form of like close bond. So first seed would be using the person's first name, like the person you're attracted to's first name, or the other person saying your name, your first name, unprompted. The second one is I'm trying to remember the second one. I know the third one, but I'm trying to recall the second one. Holy cannoli. I'm only mentioning this because I know it's important for later. But like, I'm blanking on the second one. Oh, the second one was like random compliments, giving well, rest in peace. Giving random compliments. Then the third one is making eye contact for 3 seconds and looking away. Based off of the whole thing, like, were they looking at me, making them think about you and stuff. It's stupid, but I guess. And since the female lead, whilst she has had relationships, while her and the main character were in like friends with each other, she's not. All of them were bad. They weren't good relationships, and they ended poorly. So she's kind of like bad at relationships. She doesn't get them, which is partially part of the reason why she kind of sucks with understanding that she likes the main character, because every relationship she's had sucked. So she's not really served what that's supposed to feel like liking a good person or liking someone like that who would like her back in a normal capacity. But like, I'm blinking. Hold on, let my brain calibrate. Nope, not here. 30 as well. Spikes, pickaxe. We can do spikes. I have a pickaxe. Right. She attempts to do those methods with people at her office, of which she hesitates with because it's just uncomfortable. It's an uncomfortable thing to do to people that she's not like fully interested in. show show. So she fails miserably. Then I think this is within the same episode. Yeah, within the same episode, it's shown that the guy that I told you about before, the one that like caught her and gave her back her stuff, one that was supposed to be like her Prince Charming in a sense, ends up actually being her assistant, like a person that was a new hire for her assistant. And throughout their period of time of talking to each other, he constantly he asks us to use her first name, gives her a bunch of random compliments, and prolongs eye contact, and then looks away. Well, because obviously you're not gonna just hold eye contact. That's a staring contest. But like, you get my point. Which means he sends to the female main character. He sends signals that Yo interprets as, well, romantic intention, of which we later figure out is just him kissing her ass, so we can get, well, within her good graces, considering she's the chief of that office. But he ends up, whoops. He ends up doing that a lot. Okay, let's skip forward a bit so I can, he helps her out a ton because he's her assistant. He also seems really attentive and, like, remembers very small things and things that don't seem to matter. He also seems to, constantly, well, ass kissing stuff. Whenever she calls, he comes. Pause. He's COMES. Oh my gosh. Another water. Oh my gosh. Anyways. Skip forward. Right. The main... Right, Ren invites Maki to dinner. He doesn't clarify that it is a group dinner with everyone at the office. Like, basically a group drinking party. So he goes to the group drinking party. They leave. Like, the group drinking party isn't shown. It's just... It basically just cuts to Ren and Maki walking together, and then a bunch of drunk people in front of them. So Maki makes an excuse to leave. Ren says that he's going to walk her home. And, well, they leave, obviously. Excuse me. Oh my gosh, I just belched and completely lost my train of thought. All right. They walk off. they're talking, and then Maki, uh, I believe she, yeah, I think she pouts here and says, "Oh, wish that I want us to do this by ourselves. I thought it'd be just the two of us when he invited her out to dinner." What the hell? Why am I? Oh, I'm flying. I didn't realize I pressed spacebar twice. They leave. She says the thing. He said it's fine. He promised. They leave. He gets on the phone with you, yo, sorry. And Yo tells Ren about the guy that she met. I'm not gonna lie, forgot his name. He shows up frequently enough throughout the couple episodes, but I'll get to what happens with him later. So she tells Yo tells Ren about the guy. Tells him about the fact that this guy seems to be showing the seeds of love thing that that Ren's sister was telling her about. Whole bunch of nonsense. She walks off happy as hell. Because, well, she's desperate for a relationship and she just thought she had to, and she's like, "Oh, this person seems to be showing interest in me. I could actually get married after all these years." Jeez. Okay, so the female lead, oh, sorry, Yo falls. Walt's working, she falls down. I think this was the episode because it was because of a sale was going on, and then customers, well, did customer things got aggressive about it. She falls, hurts her leg, kind of. Then the assistant guy tells her to go off and sit down. They do a small little back and forth about it, but she relents. She goes off, sits down, and is massaging her leg. Excuse me. Yeah. The other guy the assistant guy walks in later, talks to her, says he bought her some easier shoes to walk in because she wears heels to work. So he bought her some slippers that she can wear that are more comfortable than heels. She puts them on. She eventually brags to Ren about it. It's like, "Oh, this guy seems to really like me. He seems really thoughtful." Yeah. They go to their takoyaki spot. The hell was that? Anyways, they go to their takoyaki spot because the female lead loves takoyaki. What? Whoa. Whoa, this happens in this episode? Oh my gosh. Okay, so the male lead invites All right. Whoa. Brain fart. Maki calls the main character whilst Yo and Ren are at the takoyaki spot. Says Ren left some paperwork or some bullcrap like that at the office because he was working late. She brings it to them, well, to him, and then Yo invites her to stay because, like I said before, they're kind of they're low-key too emotionally inept to understand their own feelings. Wow, I am really misjudging the distance of this. So, Ren and Maki, more specifically, Maki ends up touching Ren a lot. Like I said before about her her saying she was on her period and causing, and thus leaning on Ren. She's trying to get more physical contact with him to seemingly make him more attracted to her. So, in the process of touching him, touching his arm, doing all this, doing a bunch of stuff, Yo decides to say that she has to go to the bathroom because, well, in my opinion, whether she likes him or not, it is kind of weird to be in front of two people when one of them is very obviously and aggressively flirting with the other person across the table. Like it's weird. So she goes off to the bathroom. And then basically whoa. Her inner self, she basically has a conversation in the mirror with her inner self. With her inner self, while being more emotionally capable and understanding, like, yo, you're jealous. Like, you walked away not because you had to use the bathroom, but because you're clearly jealous. And she rejects that whole notion off simple fact that, well, she thinks they're just friends. They can't be anything more than that. No, it's impossible. It's impossible. Okay, champ. Of which this does occur a couple other times later on with her talking to herself. Then they leave out. All of them decide to leave. Ren decides to walk Maki back to her house. Goes to find out that the apartment complex that Maki lives in was broken into. Ren accompanies Maki back to her room to see if her room was one of the rooms that were broken into. Luckily, it didn't seem like it was. But we as the viewers see that she hides a book saying, like, 11 ways to a happy marriage or some shit like that. Something along those lines. So, like, whilst doing that, after Ren checks around, she's like, yeah, it's fine. Check in your room. See if anything was stolen. She signs nothing. She hides the book. She's like, no, it's fine. Ren's like, okay, I should leave. And she stops him from leaving. She's like, you're gonna leave? You should stay. What I was like, okay, fair enough. You like him. This is a good excuse to have him stay over at your house. Fair enough, I guess. Fine, whatever. So, oh my gosh, my mouth keeps getting dry because I'm talking for so long. I never talk this much. Like, usually if I ever talk a lot, there's like long periods of time where my mouth is closed. Excuse me. uh all right. He's like, okay, fine, whatever. He decides to stay because an attractive girl attached to his arm, begging him to stay at her house. He's like, alright. Also, concerning the situation, he's like, okay, cool. Like, I understand you're probably a bit shaken. I'll stay over. He doesn't say those exact words, but I'd imagine that's his reasoning. Not confirmed. I'd imagine that's his reasoning. His reasoning is like, I'd understand like you being shaken through this scenario. So, yeah, I'll stay. But either way, at the end of the day, he decides to stay. So it makes a cut to them laying down. She's in her bed. He's like basically across the room, laying on the floor underneath a blanket with his head on the pillow. She asks him if he's awake. He says, well, it'd be hard to sleep in this environment because, well, he's in a girl's that he's not like super familiar with's house. So, uncomfortable scenario. I'm pretty sure she says something along the lines of, you should stay over. No, sorry. I'm slow. I meant to say, she says something along the lines of, you should get into, like, Ren should get into her bed. He refuses. Wait, skip forward. I know all the things I've said up to this point are correct, but oh my gosh, my back. Like, if you've watched these like type of Asian drama shows, they're really long, so it's kind of hard to break it down. Break it down now, y'all. One up this time. Ah, damn. Anyway, the point is, he refuses. Uh, he's facing away from her the whole time, but so she decides to, leave out of her bed. Walks over to where he is, kneels down and says and acts. She axes him out. He's surprised. He sits up. And then, out of nowhere, she kisses him. Wild, by the way. That's a case, but okay. She kisses him. He's shocked. He does nothing. He's like, well, he's shocked. She's like, and she basically starts begging him to go out with her. She starts basically begging him to go out with her. And she's like, it can even be like a trial relationship, of which he starts getting a call. So he's like, at first she says, I think at first she says, don't answer it. Hold on. Yeah, she says, don't answer. Because, wait a damn minute. Anyways, no, never mind. She says, don't answer it. Because, well, the only person that would call him that late would either be his parent, because it states before that his father's deceased, or yo. It's quite obviously yo. This is a drama. There's no shot at just be his mom. He says it's a late night call, so it's probably an emergency. He picks up the phone. Like, as he's... I think I just felt a cut in my mouth. I think I've, or at least like a damaged area with my mouth. He gets on the call with her. He talks to Yo about things he likes about Maki. Basically, like, yeah, he's not opposed to the idea of going out with her, or at least trying, because he has had a relationship in the past, so he's not like opposed to relationships. Yo, I worked out yesterday, and my back is fucking killing me, dude. Like, I can feel the muscles on my shoulder blades like tense as hell. Oh my goodness. Oh, I dropped my phone on my lap. Luckily, it wasn't as bad as the other times I've done that on stream. But brain fart. Hold on. I'm rebooting. Oh. Maki knocks on the window, basically asking, yo, are you cold? Because he's outside in the middle of the night. He's basically like, nah, I'm not cold. Yo's like, where are you right now? Someone there? Because he does live with his mom, but this is a whole situation of like, it's really late. So, like, who would be... He's like, yo, who's there? I'm like, who's there with you? He's like, yo, yeah, I'm at Maki's house. Yo gets the wrong idea. He's like, you're already at her house? Have y'all done this thing and that thing? He's like, no. Yo is clearly clearly shows traits of like jealousy, and then hangs up. It's like you're clearly busy with something, and then hangs up. Some along those lines. The main character decides to walk back in, and is like, no, what? Okay, fine. To the trial period thing. Meaning, they're starting off this relationship with the immediate understanding that he is not actually romantically interested in Maki, but he's willing to do the trial relationship to... How do I put this? I'm adjusting my posture. He's willing to try it. To see if he's willing to be in a relationship with her. Wow. Stop running. There we go. I've been talking about this for so long. And I will continue talking about this until my now hour 30's up. And then I can head off and apply for more jobs because I need work. Also, if you've been here before, I've said that if I get a job, high key, the first thing I'm dropping is streaming. Because I'm not going to drop working out. Because I need that to maintain at least decent health. Considering I eat like shit. So I might as well work out and try and counterbalance. So I'd end up dropping streaming, at least during the days that I'm working. I'd probably find time for it, but it's going to be here or there. Anyways, that's what I was saying before. He agrees to be in this like pseudo relationship with her. Cuts to a bunch of other crap. It's raining. The Yo is underneath an underpass. He's with his ex. She's with her ex-boyfriend's new girlfriend. She's nice, so which would explain why they're hanging out. Yo's ex-boyfriend pulls up, gets new girlfriend. Offers to drop her off because hearing she doesn't have a car. She refuses. Then Yo's assistant pulls up. Prince Charming gives her an umbrella. All right, then they have to go on a business trip because one of her coworkers is out sick, and she was supposed to be going on a business trip. Yo has to take over that business trip for her, so she goes, and then her assistant goes with her because it's her assistant, and except her assistant is also Prince Charming guy. So now they're on a dual trip, just those two. Ooh, my ankles hurt. I'll stay on my feet. They hang out, they do work stuff, and then I'm pretty sure they drink a bit. They do a bit of drinking, as adults do. They were drinking fancy water, let's put it like that. Oh wow, this is getting expensive. No, let's consider it as, instead of how I was doing it before, we consider it as shared experience levels, which means this is 30 XP. We're gonna start this now and not consider the previous purchases. This XP counts for how many tokens, but let's do the exchange rate, make it half, meaning like 30 experience points equals 15 regular points. I just spent 10 there, which means I only have 5 left, of which I don't think I can actually get anything with just 5. So hold on, my back itches like hell. Oh right, I forgot they dodge projectiles, which means I can't test. Oh, it poisons. How pleasant. Nope, that's not it. Fire for spike that inflicts slowness and wither to target hit. I thought it'd just be regular poison. I'm not getting it. What the hell does that even do? User cosmic telekinesis to lift an entity 5 blocks above you. Within 5 blocks of you. And hold them in front of you. Yeah, that shit don't work on Enderman. I think they're too powerful. Okay, that's not working. Oh, it does only work on like regular blocks, not... I think it only works on regular blocks, not mobs. It says an entity though. It doesn't specify. Yeah, it's just blocks. That is a funny thing. Oh, whoops. Forgot which moveset I was on. Anyways. Back to what I was saying. I've been talking for a minute now. Let's not. Real brack. What? Well, let me hit a rewind real quick. Okay, yeah. They got to eat and drink after their whole business thing. They go back to their hotel because they're farther away from home, so they decide to go to a hotel. In my opinion, they weren't that far. That was an hour and 30. It was an hour and 30 train ride. Like, maybe the train were down. Maybe the trains were down. But like, as an American, that's not that far. That's not that far. I've taken longer trips to school. Like back in college, I used to take a 2-hour train ride. Like, well, a bus and train ride from school and back. So shit was hard. But like, hey, I digress. Anyway, they go back to their hotel. In the lobby, he asks if she wants to have some more drinks, but in her room. So she takes a shower, puts on a robe and some clothes, and some underneath clothes. I'm not gonna lie, blanking out real hard right now. I blanked out so hard I forgot to blink. I had to like clock myself and just like, oh shoot, I'm not blinking. My eyes are starting to burn. Alright. So she's waiting in a room. She waits for a while. And she decides to step out a room door and check out what's going on outside. Like, what's up with assistant guy? She steps out and hears he's on the phone. She decides to eavesdrop because the conversation that's going on sounds a bit intimate. And on the phone, he tells a lady that he loves them, and then he says, well, presumably to his daughter, well, not really presumably, to his daughter or his child. No, yeah, it's his daughter. He says, "Have you been a good girl? Daddy loves you." Stuff like that. Things that dads say. Of which makes Yo realize, oh shit, he don't like me. It'd be like that. So which makes Yo go back into her room crying. Uh she sits in the shower and calls Ren. Ren is currently with, well, at that time he was with forgot her name already, Maki. Anyways, Holt, brain thinking, think brain. That music threw me so off. I don't like that noise. I keep spacing out. Oh my gosh. All right, yeah. She calls Ren. Yo calls Ren. He's on a kind of a. Was it a date or were they just going back from the office? One or the other. It's never really clarified what they were doing, but they were with each other. Ren picks up the phone. He's like, "Yo, what's up?" And then he hears that she sound like Yo sounds off, cause she's, well, crying, obviously. Of which, whilst they're on the phone, he makes the hour and 30 long trip to see her. Well, because she's crying. She's clearly having like an episode. So like, considering she's basically start off the call with saying something along the lines of like some really sewer-sizeful things, if you get my point. She said a very sewer-sizeful thing. You know, the sewer of the size that is very full, sewer-sizeful. She has some things that are very sewer-sizeful. And he was like, ooh. So he runs over there. He goes over there with the more alcohol because she drank a ton just before, like, Wall's calling. And they basically have like a, whoa, whatever that was. Oh, I was gonna say whatever that was is fast. Oh, this jackass is stuck on a tree. You're welcome. Right, so he goes over there. They drink a ton. They talk. They fall asleep. When the main character wakes up, well, when Ren wakes up, he sees that Yo is sleeping on his arm. They don't know it. They don't really recall what happened. They got drunk as hell. So he does a confused good morning. She responds back. We do later find out that he fell asleep first. We found out what happened during this. Whilst they were drunk as hell, they almost kissed. But then he got a call from Maki. He answers the phone. He talks to her for a bit. She goes off to the bathroom. For another one of those of the like, oh, you're jealous, of talking to herself, basically her inner self, be like, you're jealous. She's like, no, I'm not. Thing that happens again. Oh my gosh, itch on my nose. Uh, she come right. Yo comes back in the room, sees Ren asleep while the phone was still on. He talks to her some. Well, sorry. Maki's on the phone talking and it's like, yo, Ren, you still there? You still there? Like, basically, like, yo, you up? You up? Huh? What the hell? Okay, Buster. Wait, what? What? Damn, that those guys are loud. How much do I need? 15? 20? No. Let's make this the last person for No, I'm not gonna break my rule. At least not yet. Considering how close I am to the end, and I do kind of just want to get this over with, I'll break my rule once. And consider these 15 points I'm spending here. Whoops. 15 points I'm spending here as 15. Extra 5. There we go. So I can go over and fight the Ender Dragon before I end stream. Brain farting. Brain farting. Right, yeah. Huh? I swore I threw it in there. Ow. Wish I could say I don't know what the hell just hit me, but I have an idea. Ow. 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 Yeah, but that was annoying at all. Wait a damn minute. We get one more crit with this. Oh, perfect. 28. Damn, twin. Brother was aggressive. And so it does higher regular hits, higher crit hits. Okay. I don't know if I made a rule about me not using anything else other than my thing weapons, but I broke the rule already last stream. I don't care. I'm trying to get out the end, and I don't have the capabilities to fight Reg, considering how fucking busted the Ender Dragon is. Ow. How did I miss that? Okay, I missed that one because I didn't account for bullet time. That time I did count for bullet time, I just accounted wrong. Yeah, a bunch of stuff happens. Oh no. I realized way too late that she was exploding. Yeah, a bunch of stuff happens. A whole bunch of yada 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 mirror. You know what I'm saying? Kodo Matsukami type shit. I can't see. I cannot see. I cannot see. Yeah, but I'm not gonna explain anymore because we're already well past time, and I'm probably not gonna talk about this series again. Not because I'm not gonna watch it anymore. I am, but y'all should watch it yourself. The name of it is. Hold on. Let me just weave around here. Okay. I Don't Love You Yet. That's the name of the series. So I didn't expose anything like too major. There was obviously spoilers here and there, like bigger spoilers, like what happened with the assistant guy. But if you know what happened with the Saikuno situation and you see what he looks like, this isn't based off of a race thing. He do kind of look like Saikuno. He has that like, you know, the how Saikuno has like the soft boy look, where he's like kind of looks like a, oh, I'm just an innocent guy type look. Yeah, basically meaning I saw him and I was like, yeah, this guy, This guy can't be trusted. I just know he's up to some shady shit. And whilst I don't think that he was intentionally leading on the female lead, because obviously a lot of this was partially in Yo's head because of things that she heard the main character's sister say. No more of that. I did say the name of the series, right? I'm not gonna lie. I've been like rambling without thinking like this whole time. So oh my god, I keep hitting my mic. Yeah, but I Don't Love You as the name of the series. Just watch it. It's interesting. Oh my gosh. I had to pull all the stops there, but we did it. We did it. Boys and girls, we did it. Boys, girls, and ender pearls. We did it. Get off me, bruh. You not understand the game? Could have swore she dropped 60. Yeah. 60 something, I think. That's all I can see. Then I guess that's it. Yep, guess that's it. Which means it probably landed up somewhere somewhere up here. Trying to find this damned egg. Where's this blasted egg? I didn't die 3 times and almost die another time just to get nothing. Anyways. Do I have a method of breaking it? I can make wood, and I do have torches. I mean, I do have coal. Okay, didn't need to do that. Grab some coal. Make some wood. Probably make some sticks. There we go. Oh. My fault. I'm kind of slow. Okay. But I am so happy I started watching that. One, because it's actually entertaining, and two, because it gave me something to talk about. And if you've watched me play this, more specifically, not even just this mod pack or this mod, but specifically, my Encapsulated playthrough, which the past 3 streams, I believe. Like, I have been struggling to think about things to talk about. So I was kind of like getting bored with streaming it because I was just sitting here doing nothing. And what's the point of doing what's the point of that? Like, I'm not doing all that. I'm not just gonna sit here, do nothing. I expect people to watch that. Like, I might as well just not stream those days. Which is why I started streaming a lot more other things than just Minecraft. Because I was streaming a lot more Minecraft than I was streaming really anything else. But now, we escape. Yeah, I'm not reading all that again. Right. Forgot. My spawn point's here. Meaning, if I want to get back to the overworld, I think I have to destroy my attachments to the end. Pretty sure that's what it's telling me. Yep. It's telling me to destroy my attachments to the end. I just realized I can't do that. Yeah, I can't break them. I forgot. I don't know why I can't break them, but I just can't. Like, I'm incapable of breaking them for some reason. Encapsulated. Really, I'm genuinely encapsulated by the end. I cannot leave. Hold on. I don't, like, when I was testing them out before, they weren't this durable. I guess that means I have to... I have to... I have to go. I appreciate y'all. I will see y'all next time. Good.